CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Monday, November 24th. A heavy police presence today on Pym Street in Sault Ste. Marie. Police say they were responding to calls of gunfire in the area around 9:45 this morning. The investigation is ongoing. More information will be released when it becomes available. An elderly man in North Bay needed help to be evacuated after fire ripped through his house last night. Crews scrambled to Cedar Heights Road west in the city's northwest end. When firefighters arrived, the house was fully engulfed in flames. Crews helped the man out of the home and he was not hurt. However, 2 cats died in the blaze. The elements and no nearby fire hydrant did create some challenges for firefighters.
There are hydrants. It's almost a kilometer away, but we were able, after some water shuttling, to use a hydrant. Again, it's a 1,200 feet of high vol. It's a lot of work just to get that set up. That did help us, but at that point, structure was compromised.
There's no damage estimate at this time, but fire officials expect the home to be a total loss. Now to the weather. Are you ready for a blast of winter? Some communities in our broadcast region are preparing for a storm. To tell us more, we go to CTV's Rick Wyman. Rick.
Beautiful introduction, Tony. Of course, we've got a winter storm watch in effect. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, Wawa, Moosonee, 25 to 40 centimeters of snow coming up between tomorrow evening and Thursday. This is how it shapes up right now, so we'll keep a close eye on that and a lot more. Systems map brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. You can see the system moving in slowly but surely. Don't call it Shirley, but of course we will have some precipitation. Rain to the south, snow to the north. That's how it's going to break down. We'll take a look at the 5-day forecast, Tony, coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thanks for that, Rick. A federal NDP leadership candidate met with nonprofit representatives in Sudbury today to hear concerns about the city's most vulnerable. CTV's Madison Merrier has more on Heather McPherson's visit.
This is an important community for New Democrats. We are the party for workers, and Sudbury is a working town. So for me, it was very important that I took the time to come to Sudbury to speak to people in Sudbury about the issues that are facing them, the concerns that they have.
McPherson is the second NDP candidate to come to Sudbury behind Rob Ashton, but also in the running is Tennille Johnson, Avi Lewis, and Tony McQuail.
The fact that we don't have any NDP MPs in Ontario is very problematic to be able to be heard in the House of Commons on a different perspective. And so I really think that every candidate should be coming through to see what is going on here in the North, and I'm sure they all will.
A housing roundtable occurred today highlighting the community group's concerns regarding affordable housing for the growing unhoused population.
Our provincial government doesn't believe or invest in people who are poor. The rates of OW certainly attest to that. There's no way for them to get out of that situation.
There's a lot of, I don't know where else to send you. $730 is nothing. They can't afford a room. $1,000 and up for a room.
Listening to everything you're saying, I mean, the first step in our plan is to declare a national housing emergency, because that helps us mobilize funds, because that helps us mobilize resources to deal with it at the scale.
McPherson says she plans to address Parliament regarding the housing concerns that were brought up at the Sudbury Roundtable before the NDP leadership debate in just a few days.
To see that she follows through on that, and eager to know that the government will hear again from some advocates on what the issues are and the pressing nature of those needs having to be met.
Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
OPP are warning about a social media challenge that's trending. The door kick challenge is happening in the Timiskaming and Kirkland Lake areas. Officers are now urging people to stop. This challenge sees people forcefully kick or strike the door of a home while recording the act and then posting it on social media. Police add the door kicking can cause significant property damage and scare people inside the home. Participating in this fad can lead to charges under the criminal code, including break and enter, mischief to property, causing a disturbance, and trespassing.
It may seem not very serious and may seem to be a prank, but it really is a criminal offense when you're damaging property, or you're potentially opening doors by kicking or pushing doors open.
Police are encouraging parents to speak to their kids about the consequences and the potential danger of confronting homeowners. A Northern Health Unit is recognizing Radon Action Month by urging all homeowners to test for the radioactive gas. Public Health Sudbury District says radon is a naturally occurring radioactive gas produced by the breakdown of uranium found in rocks and soil. While small amounts are normal and found everywhere, the gas poses a significant health risk when it accumulates inside homes and enclosed spaces. It is odorless, colorless, and tasteless, and can only be detected through specialized testing.
Getting testing is the only way to confirm that the presence of radon and at what levels, right? So there are a variety of different types of testing, digital ones as well as traditional testing methods, and they each have their purpose. So what we're recommending based on Health Canada guidance is the long test. So that is the test that takes at least 3 months and is recommended to do during the heating season.
Ranger says September to April is the ideal time to test, and tests can be found at most hardware stores or can be ordered online. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast, and a new partnership is going to provide training opportunities for paramedics. We'll tell you more when we come back.
Ready to run with the pack? The Sudbury Wolves take on the Sarnia Sting Friday, December the 5th, and you could be in the stands. We're giving away a 4-pack of tickets to cheer on your favorite team. So, what are you waiting for? Enter now at CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca and get ready to howl. Well, here we are heading into the final few days of November, and people wondering, when is it going to start to snow? Well, we've got a winter storm watch right now in Timmins, Kapuskasing, Cochrane, Wawa, Moosonee, and communities up north, because it all starts tomorrow. 25 to, well, are you ready? 25 to 40 centimeters of snow. And of course, more to the south, it's more rain. More to the north, it's all snow. That's going to start by tomorrow evening and continue for a couple of days. Sudbury Nickel Belt right now. Periods of rain tomorrow at 4. Periods of rain again on Wednesday at 3. Chance of flurries on Thursday at -3. Friday, cloud cover -6. Saturday with the cloud cover. Meanwhile, in Sault Ste. Marie, a similar forecast. Rain tomorrow at 7. Rain-snow mix Wednesday at 2. Flurries and squalls. Now, the winds will pick up on Thursday. You should get a lot more snow than what you're actually bargaining for, simply because of the blowing winds. -1 the high. Flurries on Friday at -2. Chance of flurries on Saturday, -3 as well. Those squalls in the Sioux area can be nasty. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Chance of flurries tomorrow at 0. Then it starts tomorrow evening. Snow Wednesday, periods of snow Thursday, 0 and -2. That's snow and blowing snow. Watch it traveling on Highway 11 as well. Friday, chance of flurries -6, -9 Saturday, with the chance of flurries dropping down to -14 and -10 just in time for the weekend. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, drizzle and rain for tomorrow at 4. 2 degrees Wednesday, rain-snow mix. Chance of snow at 60%, which is pretty good right now. -1 your high. Chance of flurries on Friday at 30%. High of -5. And Saturday, some cloud cover, cooling off to -8 degrees as part of your weekend. Meanwhile, in North Bay, West Nipissing, chance of showers at 60% tomorrow. 4 degrees your expected high. Another 4-degree day. Periods of rain on Wednesday. So wet in the south, more snow to the north. Thursday, chance of flurries -3, -3 Friday, cloud cover, more clouds Saturday at -6. So a lot of people are saying, Tony, hey, we're not going to get inundated, but 25 to 40 centimeters of snow for parts north. It's all part of Environment Canada's Winter Storm Watch. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Provincial funding has opened up some new training opportunities for paramedics in Northern Ontario. Confederation College in Thunder Bay and Collège Boreal in Sudbury are partnering to increase advanced training for already certified professionals. CTV's Alana Everson has more.
The new partnership provides training opportunities for practicing paramedics in a virtual reality lab and a state-of-the-art ambulance simulator. It's part of the Advanced Care Paramedic program.
There's been a lack of education for advanced care paramedics for the last few years in Sudbury. The only program left in the north was Confederation up in Thunder Bay. So the demand is getting higher and higher from service operators locally. So therefore, we decided to team up with Thunder Bay, and we're using their program, but here at Collège Boreal in Sudbury.
Chris Bentley is a paramedic in Little Current and is taking the one-year program. In this scenario, he's intubating and ventilating a patient.
And we've recently been authorized to get advanced care paramedics. So I applied to the program to be able to have more skills and have more life-saving abilities on the island in my home community.
Alexi Denny is a paramedic in Sudbury and is also advancing her skills. She is inserting an IV in the bone in this learning scenario.
So we're looking at, medical calls, traumatic calls in a new lens, a new way with new skills. Skills that you would see potentially in the hospital that we're doing out in the field now.
Both students say as first responders, they want to do as much as they can to help patients.
And so just being able to give just a little bit more to our patients, being right there and then in their time of crisis is really important for me.
Super beneficial to Northern Ontario to have this expansion of scope, especially in the rural communities where we're starting to see it now.
Each of the students in the advanced care course have at least 1,000 hours as a primary paramedic and will take new life-saving skills home to their communities after completing the one-year course. Alan Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
This is HIV Awareness Week, an initiative in Sudbury called Bundle Up in Red. Red scarves are being tied to lampposts around the city to try to end the stigma surrounding HIV testing. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
Mayor Paul Lefebvre adds a scarf to a light post. This is one of 300 red scarves that will be put up across Sudbury to provide warmth, education, and reduce stigma.
Folks can live long, healthy lives being HIV positive, and getting to a undetectable viral load is very possible.
I tested positive in 2001. And got a treatment right away and achieved an undetectable viral load right away, which is important because I did not want to be one of those that spread the virus unknowingly.
Goff says he feels it's important that everyone knows their status and gets tested. Meantime, Pellin adds she wants people to consider their risk factors.
How they can protect themselves, are they someone who would want to go on PrEP, which is something someone takes, someone who is HIV negative takes to protect themselves should they come into contact with HIV.
According to data from the HIV in Canada report published in 2023, new diagnoses in Canada increased by more than 35% in 2023 compared to 2022, with 2,434 newly diagnosed people. The Bundle Up in Red campaign is just the first of week-long events leading up to World AIDS Day on December 1st, when Réseau will host a vigil here at the library at 5:30 p.m., honoring those who have died by HIV-related causes. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Certificate program coming up on CTV News at 5. Cambridge College in Sudbury is rolling out a new program next September that deals with video games and virtual reality. Northern Ontario's largest college is about to launch a game-changing program centered around video games and virtual reality. The Serious Games Design and Development Graduate Certificate will be a one-year program that will be offered at Cambridge College starting next September. It is the first graduate certificate program of its kind at a public Ontario college. Students will apply game mechanics, extended reality technologies, and gamification to create training tools and interactive experiences that will be used across multiple sectors.
It is kind of what it sounds like. It's games that are a little bit more serious in nature, games that are designed for education, for training, for industry purposes like simulation, games that are for something other than just entertainment. So they have more of a purpose behind them.
And the program is going to be offered online and in person. The annual Santa Claus Parade in Sault Ste. Marie took place over the weekend. The yearly event returned to its classic path on Queen Street this year after a brief detour in 2024. Hundreds braved rainy weather to see the display of lights and holiday themes, and of course all stayed until the end to get a glimpse of jolly old St. Nick. This edition of the Rotary Santa Claus Parade featured 55 registered floats, one of the largest in the event's history. The Sudbury Santa Claus Parade was also on Saturday. More than 60 floats were entered in this year's parade, including Pure Country and CTV. Our news team did our best impression of Clark W. Griswold out there. Thousands of people lined the streets to share in the Christmas spirit and check out the amazing floats entered this year, and of course, give a smile and a wave to the big man himself. The jolly old elf also made an early stop in Timmins Shores Saturday. A lot of people came out for the New Liskeard Lions Santa Claus Parade, and the weather certainly cooperated. Officials with the Lions Club say there were 92 floats in the parade. While the city of Greater Sudbury is making changes to how ice time is booked at city-owned arenas. According to a staff report headed to committee this week, more than 24,000 hours of ice time is booked at the 14 city arenas. The report comes after meetings with rink users over the summer, which raised questions about ice time allocations. The review discovered AAA hockey was allocated more hours than Hockey Canada guidelines, and some organizations were providing inflated registration numbers, allowing them to gain extra ice time. Changes include requiring governing bodies to submit the registration numbers and ensuring girls AAA hockey gets the same access to ice time in the city. Time now for our weekend wrap-up, starting in the OHL. The North Bay Battalion got shut out in Oshawa Friday night, with the Generals beating the troops 4-0. The London Knights were in Sudbury Friday as part of their Northern Road Swing. The Wolves would defend their turf with a 6-3 victory. The Knights would rally Saturday night in the Soo, taking out the Greyhounds 4-3. The Sudbury Wolves hit the road Sunday to take an 8-2 beating from the Brampton Steelheads to wrap up their weekend. In the NOJHL, the Sudbury Cubs have moved into top spot. The Cubs have won 9 of their last 10 games, including a 9-3 victory over the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners Saturday. The Timmins Rock have also won 9 of their last 10, helping them close the points gap and stay a contender in the top 5. Kirkland Lake might have had a rough game Saturday, but they rallied Sunday to win 6-3 over the Iroquois Falls Storm and sit tied with the Storm in the standings with 18 points apiece. It's an annual tradition. When we return, we catch up with Pure Country and the CPKC holiday train rolling into Sudbury on Sunday. You're watching First at 5.
Well, it's one of the most festive stops for the whole Christmas season in Northern Ontario. The CPKC holiday train is rolling into Northern Ontario this weekend, supporting local food banks and bringing some awesome musical talent along with it, Coop.
Oh, we love it because if you're a big fan of Canadian country music, you're going to love the fact that Jade Eagleson is one of the artists. It's this artist that we play on our station, Pure Country Radio, and also Tegan Gaze, too. And as Josh mentioned, yeah, in support of food banks in each and every one of the communities that this train stops in. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I love that we're seeing multiple stops throughout Northern Ontario for the CPKC holiday train. Rolls into McTier November 30th and then passing through Parry Sound, Shawanaga, Rudder, and then, yeah, Sudbury at about 9:15 on Sunday night. Yes, on Sunday, November 30th. That's what you want to have circled on the calendar. And then in Cartier and Chapleau the following day.
So if you do stop by, and you really should check this out, it's great. They pull in, they play some music, just a great time of getting some Christmas spirit going. Bundle up, have a hot beverage with you, and yeah, be ready with some non-perishable food items for the food bank.
Tons of fun to be had with the CPKC holiday train. It's rolling into Northern Ontario this weekend. Get details on that and some other highlights in our own community at Pure Country 91.7 on the dial or completely free on the iHeartRadio app.
Well, the first community close-up comes to us from Sudbury, Pure Country 91.7 with help from Palladino Auto Group. Wrapped up another successful Coats for a Cause campaign. The crew collected around 1,000 coats, toques, scarves, and mittens to help better beginnings, better futures. Children and families are now able to keep warm this winter. St. Andrew's United Church in Sudbury is holding a Christmas Holy Walk on Friday, November 28th from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. and Saturday, the 29th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. You can view a collection of nativity creches from around the world. Sioux paramedics are looking to make the season bright for families in the city. They're going to be collecting toys in support of Christmas cheer. Friday, December 5th, they will be outside Walmart from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. collecting new toys to distribute to children and families. And finally, an update on a shift worker turned baker from Sault Ste. Marie. He was showcasing his skills on a national televised competition.
Prove something, so let's bake.
Ryan Gridzak was a top 3 finalist in the Great Canadian Baking Show and was vying for the prestigious title of Star Baker. Gridzak was the first person to represent Northern Ontario in the series, while the Algoma steelworker was beat by Vancouver event planner Joe Mandit for the top prize. He says he is grateful to have made it that far.
I was trying to describe it last night to a few people because I had similar questions, and it's a very overwhelming feeling. You know, it's happy, it's sad, it's, you know, bittersweet because, you know, it's been the last year of my life, my family's life. So for it to all come to an end last night, it's kind of sad, but, you know, the experience was amazing. The people I met, the support was incredible. So very, very humbled.
Gridzak says he doesn't know what's next yet, but says baking will continue to be one of his passions. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.